The Buddha sat beneath the great Bodhi tree, his eyes resting upon the earth. A gentle breeze carried the scent of jasmine. Disciples gathered around him, their robes rustling with each shift. The air carried whispers of longing, of questions unspoken. A mother stepped forward, her eyes heavy with sorrow. She knelt before the Buddha, her hands trembling as she bowed deeply. "Master," she began, voice barely above the rustling leaves. "My son turns away from my words. He defies my guidance." Her breath was unsteady, a ripple upon a still lake. "I give him wisdom, yet he does not listen." The Buddha met her gaze, his expression as calm as the moonlit waters. "You offer, but do you force?" She hesitated, uncertainty flickering in her eyes. "I want him to understand. I want him to grow wise." The Buddha picked up a small seed resting upon the ground. A seed does not bloom because you demand it to. He placed the seed upon his palm, holding it to the sunlight. It must find its own way to the surface. The mother clenched her hands together. "But he walks the wrong path. His choices bring suffering. What should I do?" The Buddha let the seed fall, watching as it settled into the earth. "Guide with patience, not with control." A disciple listened closely, his hands resting upon his knees. "Master, what if patience is met with rebellion?" The Buddha turned his gaze to the distant hills. "A river does not fight the rock. It bends, it flows, it continues." The mother sighed, frustration rising. "If I wait, he may fall into darkness. He may not find his way back." The Buddha lifted his gaze, his voice as steady as the mountain winds. "Even the darkest night holds the promise of dawn." The disciple furrowed his brow. "But Master, how do we protect those we love if they do not listen?" The Buddha motioned toward the tree above them. The branches stretch wide, but they do not clutch the birds that rest upon them. He traced a pattern upon the ground. "Love is not possession. It is a space where growth is allowed, not demanded." The mother pressed her forehead to the earth. "Master, I fear that my love is not enough, that my patience will not endure." The Buddha reached toward a lotus bloom, its petals soft under the morning light. The lotus grows in mud yet does not resist. The disciple watched the flower sway. "So love must allow space, even for struggle?" The Buddha nodded. "Yes, struggle is not failure. It is the process of awakening, of learning, of growing." The mother closed her eyes, tears resting upon her cheeks. "Then how do I let go of my fear?" The Buddha placed the lotus within her hands. "You see this flower? It was once buried, unseen beneath the waters." She studied the petals, their softness beneath her fingers. "It emerged." The Buddha smiled. "Yes, it emerged because it was allowed to." A hush settled upon the disciples, their hearts carrying the weight of his words. The mother exhaled, a release of sorrow. "So I must trust." The Buddha met her eyes. "You must trust that your love, once given without expectation, will guide rather than bind." The disciple bowed his head, reverence in his posture. "Master, you have given us clarity." The mother pressed the lotus to her chest. "I will guide with patience. I will trust." The Buddha looked upon them with warmth. "And in doing so, you cultivate resilience." The wind carried his words across the monastery, sinking deep into their hearts, preparing them to bloom. Another day, another lesson beneath the Bodhi tree. The morning sun stretched across the earth, bathing the monastery in golden light. Disciples gathered once more, their robes whispering as they settled before the Buddha. The scent of jasmine lingered in the warm air. A father stepped forward, his eyes burdened with weariness. He bowed deeply, his voice edged with sorrow. "Master, I seek your wisdom." The Buddha held his gaze, steady as the river beyond the monastery. "Speak, and let your heart unburden itself." The father clasped his hands, fingers trembling. "I give endlessly to my children, yet they do not see, they do not understand." His breath wavered. I toil for their comfort. I sacrifice for their joy. Still, they ask for more. The Buddha reached for a clay bowl beside him, lifting it to the sunlight. If this bowl fills with water, does it grow heavy? The father hesitated, then nodded. Yes, Master. It becomes a burden to carry. The Buddha traced his fingers along the rim. So, too, does giving without balance. Love must flow, not drown. A disciple watched, his brow furrowed. Master, should we not give freely, without restraint? The Buddha placed the bowl upon the earth. Freely, yes, but not with longing, not with expectation of return. The father lowered his head. I do not seek praise. I seek only their understanding, their recognition of my effort. The Buddha motioned toward the river nearby. The river does not demand gratitude from the trees it nourishes. It simply flows. The disciple leaned forward. But Master, does love not require acknowledgement? The Buddha turned his gaze to the distant hills. True love is given without the weight of expectation. It does not seek validation. The father sighed, sorrow pressing upon his heart. If I give without expectation, will my children ever understand? The Buddha let a leaf drift upon the wind. Understanding blooms in its own time. Just as the lotus rises from the mud, the disciple studied the rippling water. So love must be like the river, moving forward, never demanding, never grasping. The Buddha nodded. Balance is not found in extremes, he said. It is in the meeting of opposites. The father pressed his forehead to the earth. Master, my heart aches with this burden. How do I release it? The Buddha reached for a small stone, placing it upon his palm. You carry your sorrow as this stone is carried in the hand. He lifted it, then gently let it fall. If you release it, it no longer weighs upon you. The disciple inhaled deeply, the truth settling within his bones. Master, so we must give without clinging to the outcome? The Buddha smiled. Yes, and in this release, in this flow, love becomes boundless. The father exhaled, a quiet surrender. Then I will give without fear, without expectation, as the river does. The Buddha closed his eyes, his voice as steady as the earth beneath them. And in doing so, you cultivate resilience. The wind carried his words beyond the monastery, sinking into their hearts, preparing them to flow freely, to love without restraint. Another day, another lesson beneath the Bodhi tree. The evening breeze carried the scent of blooming jasmine through the quiet monastery grounds. Disciples gathered once more, their robes shifting with the movement of the wind. The air held the weight of unspoken questions. A woman stepped forward, her posture heavy with uncertainty. She bowed deeply, her voice laced with sorrow. Master, I seek your wisdom. The Buddha met her gaze, his expression calm as still waters. Speak, and let your burden be known. She took a breath, steadying herself. My daughter walks a path I do not understand. I fear for the choices she makes. Her fingers trembled as she pressed them together. She does not listen. She does not see the dangers ahead. The Buddha reached for a bowl resting beside him. He held it to the moonlight, allowing its surface to catch the glow. Look into this bowl, he said. Tell me what you see. The woman leaned forward, studying the water within. I see my reflection. The Buddha lowered the bowl. Yes, you see only yourself, though the moonlight touches all. Beyond this small surface, she furrowed her brow. But my daughter is my own flesh and blood. Surely she reflects part of me. The Buddha placed the bowl upon the ground. She is not your reflection. She is the moonlight, a light of her own making. The disciple beside her listened closely, his eyes fixed upon the Buddha. Master, how do we guide without controlling? The Buddha motioned to the sky above them. The moon does not dictate where the stars should shine. It simply exists, luminous. The woman exhaled, frustration creeping into her tone. but I fear she will lose herself in the dark, that she will forget wisdom. The Buddha picked up a pebble, holding it between his fingers. A stone is shaped by the river, but it is not the river. The disciple leaned forward, curiosity in his voice. So we must accept, even when we do not understand? The Buddha let the pebble fall upon the earth. Acceptance is not surrender. It is trust. Trust that growth unfolds in its own time. The woman shook her head. What if she falls into hardship? What if she suffers for her choices? The Buddha traced a pattern upon the ground. Suffering is a teacher, just as joy is. Each shapes wisdom in ways we cannot predict. The disciple closed his eyes, absorbing the words. Master, so we must allow space, even for missteps? The Buddha nodded. Yes. The path is never straight. It bends, it turns, it teaches. The woman pressed her palms together, sorrow lingering within her heart. Then how do I release my fear? The Buddha reached toward the nearest branch, plucking a single leaf. Hold this leaf in your hand. She took it, its texture soft beneath her fingers. It is light. The Buddha smiled. Yet if the wind takes it, does it cease to exist? She shook her head. No, it travels elsewhere. The Buddha met her eyes. So does your daughter's journey. It may drift from your sight, but it does not cease to be. The disciple inhaled deeply, the truth settling within his heart. Master, so love must let go? The Buddha placed the leaf upon the ground. Let go of control. Hold on to compassion. That is the balance. The woman bowed deeply, reverence in her posture. I will trust her path. I will love without conditions. The Buddha closed his eyes, his voice steady as the earth beneath them. And in doing so, you cultivate resilience. The stars above shone brightly, carrying his wisdom into the quiet depths of the night, preparing them to embrace without fear. Listen to each perspective, without judgment or prejudice. He stopped beside a flowering bush, its blossoms vibrant and fragrant. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.